Hey guys, James here, Professor 822. Want to do a quick video again. This is not going to be edited or voice-overed. So just going to do this quick. I wanted to show you some more things with the Dark Elder, and got some more guys done here. Did some with the faces. Now these have been glossed. Since these are going to be my playing models, I am glossing them and then matting them back just with the airbrush, using an airbrush. So sorry they're a little bit shiny, but it's not too horrible. So you can see here, again, this is Cabo the Black Heart that I'm doing here, or my interpretation of it. Comes up pretty close. Again, sorry for the gloss finish on this, but yeah, that's where they're at right now. So that's what you get, you know. I only got a couple more done, so I've got 3 done so far. I know, not a whole lot, but again, I've only had these guys for about a week, so, and my time has been dwindled. Here's the other guy, but so yeah, working on those. Got my next 2 up here put together pretty much, you know, getting them painted. I was gonna do them 2 at a time, but I'm back down to 1 at a time because I wanted to try a new thing with the brass again. So it's, you know, the difference is very slight variations, but you just never know. So I'm just, you know, trying different things out, trying to find the exact perfect way that I want to do it on these guys, because again, these guys are very edged. They have very sharp angles, and it's very distinct. So I'm trying to get it to come up as that. So this guy's a little bit dark yet, as you can see. I'm not, you know, fully done with them, but yeah, this is who I'm working on. Let's see here. So working on those. Again, those guys were, I'll show you real quick something, what I use for my protectant or sealer. I've got, okay, let me see here. Here we go. Model Master. Here's the gloss clear acryl. This is something new that I'm using. Instead of like the Games Workshop's Art Coat. This stuff's a little bit cheaper. Well, actually quite a bit cheaper, I should say. It's like $5 I paid for this, which is a little bit overpriced, but I got it in a town right next to me, so I didn't have to pay for shipping or anything like that. For $5, you know, I got a fluid ounce, a whole ounce of this, which is quite a bit when you think about it, compared to you know, 0.4 fluid ounces that you get in Games Workshop pots. So you can see there, about twice as much for a little bit more. So I use this. I just airbrush it on. So I'll put the gloss on, then put the flat on, and you can't even hardly tell. You know, nice thin coats, but the gloss is stronger than the matte finish. So that's why I do the gloss under the matte. And then if there's anything I want to gloss back up, I'll do that. And then also, when I do the matte, I'll put it on very sparingly, so it gets almost a semi-gloss. They do make a semi-gloss that I could use, but what I found out testing it out is that when you leave a semi-gloss on there, it helps out with your highlighting, because it gives that reflection back. Now, some things like that I don't want the gloss back on is like on the face, hair, flayed skin, leather skin, stuff like that. I don't want the gloss back as much, but like on the armor, any metallic parts, weapon, boots here, chain, all that stuff, that really, I think it really helps out. Helmet, stuff like that, helps out with the different angles. You still get somewhat of a since it's such a minute model, you don't get a whole bunch, but you do get some, which is nice. So Dark Elder, yeah, I love them. They're great. One thing I'm gonna find out, I've been doing the models. I'm putting them together, and then painting them. Pretty much doing it, you know, 2 at a time is kind of what I've been trying to do. Here's some more that I got put together. One thing that I found out, these models are spectacular. I mean, they're beautiful. I love them so much. Really great. One thing that I don't really like a whole bunch is on the shoulder pads. There's been, I mean, the gap's been pretty big on every single one because the front torso and the back are separate, so you gotta kind of expect that. But pretty easy fix. Roll out a little green stuff, lay it over top, and then, you know, press it in. So pretty easy fix. Other than that, everything is pretty grand. Mold lines are still, these, you know, these models are new, so the molds that they're using haven't, you know, pressed out a billion of them yet, so they're not, the mold lines aren't that bad yet. So that's what's really cool. You can tell when there's new molds, because the mold lines will be very sharp first off, not so wide, because the longer they use the molds, the more wear and tear on it. You know, the constant heat and the constant pressure of injecting the plastic into the mold slowly starts to, you know, they start to not fit together as perfect, and that's when you really start to get the heavy mold lines. I don't know how often Games Workshop replaces them or fixes them, but I know that on some models you can really tell that, you know, the mold lines are really there, whereas on these newer ones it's been relatively small to nothing. So that's been really nice. I've been able to fly through getting these guys put together, minus, you know, minus the fact that a lot of these are very interchangeable, but some parts aren't, such as front legs to the back part, the buttocks. Not all those are interchangeable. Somewhat pretty close. I mean, you could smidge them together if you really wanted to, but they're not exact fits on all of them. Front torso, backs, those are all interchangeable. Heads obviously interchangeable. Arms are interchangeable as far as you can put it pretty much in any model, but you have to have the right arm sets. Let me see here if I can show you what I'm talking about real quick. Like, let's see. Okay, 1 second here. Just pulling this out real quick. All right, here we go. Okay, so like you can see on here, there we go. Like for 41 here, you'd have to use either 41A or 42A. 43, 43A, or 44A. 44, you can use 43A or 44A. So they gotta match up the arms. So, which isn't horrible. It's a good thing because it makes it really easy of making sure that if I'm using this arm, that hand's gonna match up just right. And everyone knows, or I shouldn't say that. I would think that most people know how to pin. If you've been doing this for any time at all, you know how to do pinning. It's where you use a little pin vise like this. You bore out a little hole in the arm like this, or I shouldn't say in the arm. It's in the side of the torso, underneath the shoulder pad, and then you also bore one out in the arm. Actually, bore it out. And then you take a little piece of, you can use like staple, or what I like to use is floral wire that I buy by the bag, and then I insert that in there, use some metal clippers and some super glue, and snip that off, and you know, match it up to the arm. I'm not sure if this is the right one for this torso, but match it up, slide it in. That way, what you got, this is the right one. So that way, what you got is, I can paint my arm separate and still get to this torso really easy. And then paint up the arm and add a spot of super glue and pop it in. Once I'm done, then gloss over it. You know, make sure that there's no showing, no seams in the back or anything. Once that's all done, we're good to go. Real easy. And then also a cool thing about that is when I go to prime these, I use I'm not even sure what these are called. Sorry guys, I got like a little cold, so I know I kind of sound funny, but I got these snap-on scissors here. I'm not sure what they're called. I'm sorry. They're like a needle nose plier, pretty much. Pretty much grab onto that little staple or floral wire there. Lock these in place. like that, and then right here we got a little thing. You could also use crocodile or alligator clamps, but do this, and then when I go to airbrush it, I've got a handle, real easy, get the whole thing, and then after I get the paint on, you know, just use the air from the brush, dry it off a bit, take it, you know, unsnip it, set it down, let it dry, good to go. So it's another way that helps out, but I just wanted to show you that real quick. But yeah, these things are great, love them. Very little green stuff to fill in the gaps, and I'm really excited about using them too. They're a really good army as far as gameplay. So let's see here, I don't know what I'm at on time. I don't know, but yeah, so working on this guy here. Next thing I'm probably gonna do, let's see, sorry it's late, I'm on the highlights, so it's just highlighting phases now. I guess I can do the final brass highlight. So my final brass highlight, let's see here, I'm gonna take my silver, I'm gonna find it. Alright, silver from Game Color. That's exactly what it's called. So very bright. Take that and just a very minute amount of brassy brass, or I could use some gold, you know, either one, but mainly silver is what I want. And I'm just doing pretty much a hard line highlight with this. Now the thing that I like to do is I've been liking to swap out to have as little bit, as very little amount of metallic paint in there as I can, and try to add in regular colors to use to lighten them or darken them. It seems to me that in that way I actually get I don't get as much of the particles, the metal flakes, because I feel like that's what takes away a lot of the smoothness of the metallic parts. So, but whatever works, you know. So alright, mix that up, get a pretty bright color. It's like two parts of the silver, no, probably 3 parts of the silver really, and 1 part of the brassy brass. But then I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. Yeah, somewhat. Okay. So now, like I said, for this is just final highlights. So I'm just pretty much doing high spots and using the side of the brush to just get the lines. You know, on some of these you can't use the side of the brush very good. Had to do some straight painting, but that's okay. If you just take your time, you can get it. Not too hard. It's not too bad. But most of the time, you know, if you can use the side of your brush, you're gonna cut time off in when you're trying to paint up armies. Every second counts, quite literally. So you wanna, you know, try to find those little fast techniques, and using the side of the brush for line highlights is definitely one of them. Now here I got to be careful on this leafing on this dagger pouch here. I want to be careful, and I'm also trying to not, now since it's so thin, I don't want it to, you know, I don't want to cover up the whole parts of it, because otherwise it takes away from it being brass originally, and you end up with something that looks just silver. So I'm not trying to get all of it, just trying to get parts of it, pick certain parts and try to keep them like sunlight coming from here or sunlight coming from here, you know, one angled, so it has cohesion to it, so it doesn't look out of place or wacky. Alright, so just trying to get this real done. Line highlighting should be something that you can get down to a pretty quick speed, you know. If not, then practice it so that you can get it down pretty quick, because if you're spending an hour, I could spend forever doing this, you know, if I went super slow. Part of it too is just kind of going in and doing it. The longer you think about it, and the longer you sit here, you know, if I sit here and hold my finger here forever trying to, you know, be very careful, I'm going to start shaking because my hand's going to get weak. But if I come in, you know, and go very quick about it, you know, I'm not giving my hand the time to start to get tired, you know. And you can always, you know, go back, look over, fix spots that you like always. I use thinned out paint, so a lot of times I have to do 2 or 3 coats even on line highlights, which if I was going really slow, man, it can take a long time. When I was first doing this, you know, it took quite a while, actually, to be honest with you. When I was doing this on not this army, you know, but line highlighting with other armies, it can take forever when you're first getting used to it. But again, I really think that just kind of attacking it really helps. Now these studs are a big pain to a lot of people, but the kind of the key is instead of thinking it as, you know, fading from the deep recess to the point, you know, it's kind of like it seems almost one-dimensional when you look right at it. You know, it's not one-dimensional but 2D. You know, you just see the very tip of it. So all you really need to do, you know, look at it from a side. Make sure that you don't want to touch it. Like if I have any of the stud color on the boot or the legging here, it's easily noticeable. So it's more important that, you know, they don't need to be sticking out, shining. You know, you can just catch the very tip on these, especially like on infantry ones. Catch the very tip. You don't have to worry about highlighting them up so much. You know, do like on these you could do. I do 3, but I don't really need to. I did the very dark brass, brown, and tin bits for the first one. Did that. Then did Devlin mud wash over all of them. Then I did a little bit of like bulk gunmetal with brassy brass, about 50/50, and did a second one there. So pretty much 3-part thing, but that's good enough. You can get away with 2. You know, do a brass and then a gold, or a brass and then a little bit of mithril silver in there with it, or silver, and that'd be just fine. You know, that'd be good. That'd be more than good. So, you know, studs they can look really bad or really good. That's what I see a lot of people like with stud things, even bigger ones, like on Space Marine arms. You know what the ones I'm talking about, the kind of I don't remember what army that's from, but where they have all the balls, the little stud balls there. Those ones, a lot of times I see them and they look kind of goofy to me, because they just kind of slop it on real thick and then it runs over and it really shows up. It really shows up to me. You know, I think most people notice it, but it's not super important, I guess. Not a minute thing. You know, it might be from like a tabletop standard of a 2 to a 3 or something, I guess. But that's, or a 1 to 2, you know. But I guess that's not my call. With this, with something that's kind of oval like this, highlighting it, you're going from end very light to bright to dark around. It's nice because it's got these little parts that pop up in here. That's hard to see. Let's see here. Alright, so it's got the little
the little knobs that pop up, so that you just leave the shading around that, and it defines it. It helps define it very well. I know the rest of the gun, don't worry about the rest of the gun, it's not done yet, but
I hope it defines it. And then on these little, I'm doing the exact same thing I'm doing for the big picture. Light on the ends, light, light, a little bit darker in the middle. Light on the ends, a little darker in the middle. Now, I also do, since this is going to be sitting, most people are going to be looking at it, looking at it from the top part. On the side balls, I'm doing a line horizontally like this across the top of the bottom one. Not so much need to worry about the backside because that's not really going to be visible, but on this front one, doing kind of a horizontal line across the top of that one, and then right on the top of this, very thin line, and usually put it to one side. To, don't put exact center. That'll look off. Put a little bit to the side. So now that's something that not very noticeable. Most people are not going to care. Most people aren't going to pay that much attention to, especially the troop ones. But to me, it's it takes a couple seconds, and I think it makes it look better. So for me, it's worth it. But if you're really trying to cut every little bit you can, which is important, might be something worth cutting. Highlighting is the part that can be the biggest time consumption, I think, because you can spend a lot of time highlighting. You can really spend a lot of time highlighting. So, alright, well, I thought I'd show you that real quick, guys, so hopefully that's not too long. Set that to dry. Try to do another video here pretty soon. Oh, here's another thing too, these bases. I told you I'm doing a rock base with these, so I've been doing them up separately, and then once I get ready to put the guy in there, drill a hole in the bottom of the foot, drill a hole through the plaster here, paint and glue coating, which again, the glue coating is just water and glue dripped on over it. And you can go watch the Dark Eldar Harlequin one to see how it's done exactly. Drill a hole through here into the actual plastic part of the base, and then I use just the same pinning technique and glue the guy down. Now I make sure that when I'm doing this, I have a flat, even spot to make sure that the model looks out alright. So that's important as well. At least enough room to fit a foot. So, alright, well that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Later.